Ngā mihi nui ki a koutou katoa I tēnei pō. Taihua. We're going to start with a karakia, first and foremost. So I'm going to call on one of my very good friends, Jackson, to lead that. So, anaina.
Ngā mihi ki a koutou katoa. He honore he kororia, he mai nora no ki runga te whenua whakarapai ki nā tānata katoa. I te atua tahiri mai tō wairua tapu, ki a tātou katoa I tēnei pō, korori ki tōnga tapu. Āmeni.
Kia ora. So, this is Moana Taranaki. So I'm originally a Taranaki girl, a country bumpkin, and I lived and was brought up in a town called Pātea. That town was very, very whanau orientated and very small, so everyone knew everyone, and you couldn't get away with much, not much at all. So it was a very good girl back in those days, but a very loved child. I was brought up as my parents loved me unconditionally. And I was to take that with me on my journey. So between Taranaki, Pātea and Ratana, my family belonged to the Ratana church, and so our big outing was going to Ratana. So when about 1978, I moved to Wellington. So moving from a population of maybe 500 to a population of maybe what seemed like 5 million was quite a transition for me. Fast forward. So I started my journey and came to realise that not everybody was like Pātea. Yeah. Not everybody, because kids that grew up in Pātea, they were all looked after. Didn't matter who you belonged to, the whole town took care of you. So going to Wellington, and nobody cared, actually. And so that was a bit of a culture shock for me. And as I journeyed, I came to know a different side of Aotearoa. And it would arm me for the rest of my life, actually. Wellington, I loved Wellington. As a teenage girl who brought going into this big city of excitement, of wonderment, it was just a fantastic experience. And so that kind of started to open my eyes to some of the social issues within our communities. So I'm going to fast forward to in 2005. I came to the Salvation Army as an employee. I've been worshipping with the Salvation Army now for about 30 years. And as an employee in Tauranga, I came to know a group of people. I said to one of my colleagues, we used to provide coffee in our reception area, and I said to her, who are they? And she said, homeless people. What is that? They live on the streets. So my vision was, outside the shop, they're lying on the street sleeping, but I needed to know more. I wasn't happy with that explanation. So in 2006, I decided, how am I going to know what that means in Tauranga? So what I did is I created a breakfast just down here in Masonic Park for 2 years, so that I could get to know these amazing men and women who were deemed to be homeless. And I got to know them. very, very well. And I got to find out just how amazing they were. And for some reason, they were here for now. And I was really privileged and blessed to be part of their lives at that time. So I got to know homelessness on a totally different level. They confided in me. They told me their deepest hurts of where they were and why they were there. But they had removed themselves from what they deemed to be society. Fast forward again, 2013. So when I live on a 25-acre farm, and I've decided that my farm is big enough to put 120 families on there. And so I went into Te Wananga and I said, I want to open my farm to provide a space for families who don't have anywhere to go. They gave me a job. I said, I don't want a job. They said, girl, you're going to stay here and you're going to get a job and I'm going to make you the manager. Oh my goodness, who does that? Te Wananga, obviously. Yeah. So I have been privileged to work within Te Wananga with my experience of homelessness. We found another level, and that's our women and our children that have nowhere to go. So in our social service, we see people coming in all the time for varying reasons because they've got nowhere to go. So we decided something needs to be done. Something has to be done. So we created whare for whanau. That is, families that found themselves homeless could come in. We would wrap ourselves around them, not only to get them somewhere to go, but also to ensure that as they journeyed, they'll maintain that, sustain that. So whare tauranga is for women and children who find themselves without a home. We have now opened up 2 other houses for women and children. The thing with our community is that they don't realise that actually this is happening in your backyard. That there are people struggling out there, not because of a bricks and mortar mentality, but because they need someone to walk alongside them to give them or help them with the tools that they need to do to go further for their children. It's all about the children because they're our future. Lovely. Why do I do what I do? These are my children. These are my grandchildren. And I'd like to think that what I do will impact on them moving forward. So, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. And we're going to sing a waiata to finish with. Oh, do I have to play? Oh.
Kia ora tātou. So we're just going to sing a song that most people in Aotearoa sort of know, and it's not kamate kamate, but it's kia tau, kia tātou katoa, and it's about us all uniting together. It's about everybody coming to a place, a normality place, where we share harmony together. Kia ora.